All right, I am here with Norbert Novenyi Jr., undefeated 6-0, fighting at Bellator 297, Camille Onjuk. Norbert, first of all, after missing all of 2021, all of 2022, how good does it feel to be getting two in this year?
Yeah, I mean, that was my plan. My plan was to get one in February, get one early summer, enjoy the summer, and then one more at the end of the year. So that's the plan. And I'm going to get 3 scarves this year, and it's going to be a good year.
Wow, that is fantastic to see. I mean, talk to me about that layoff. I know you had the ACL injury, and I can't imagine how frustrating. I've gone through knee surgery myself. Can't imagine how frustrating that is as an athlete, having to go through it, go through the recovery of the physio, just chomping at the bit to get back in. What was that like?
To be honest with you, the worst part was early on when I had a lot of people who just didn't know what they were talking about, telling me that, they didn't know, because some of them were like, they had the ACLs done or whatever. But when I say they didn't know what they were talking about, I mean, they never wanted it enough, like never wanted it hard enough. So they just said, oh man, this is rough. It's going to be rough. It's this and that. It was painful, I'm not going to lie. But other than that, just pain. You just had to get on with it. Luckily, I had a great coach who got me back into sparring in 4 months. So after that, it was just getting ready. It's more the time. That was what was hard, not the surgery stuff. Obviously, my knee is never going to be the same, and it was painful, but it's only pain. You know, you can deal with that. To me, it was more that before that, I had to take a year and a half out, a year out, and then because of COVID and stuff like that, and then a year and a half because of the knee. And I'm at the gym. Even when my knee was bad, when I couldn't walk properly, literally I'm at the gym twice a day, every day, and that's or 2 sessions a day, every day. Or once my knee was good, it was like 10 hours at the gym. Do you get what I mean? So that was the hard part, is like keeping the discipline, watching what I eat, keeping those 2-3 sessions a day, even though I'm not fighting. That was what was hard.
Before you were able to get back to the gym, like in those early months, what filled the time? What did you do with yourself during those months?
I was at the gym. I was seated in front of a mirror, shadow boxing with weights for an hour, stuff like that. And then that was that morning, just seated cardio on a skier or on a bike, on an airdyne, but just using my arms. And in the evening, lifting weights. And then once I could do technical work, I was doing the cardio and the technical work. And literally the technical work was me in one spot, just moving my head, couple striking. And that's literally it. I was at the gym the whole time. I gave myself, I'd say, 2.5 weeks of feeling sorry for myself, or 3 weeks maybe. Nah, less than 3 weeks. But like 2.5 weeks of just feeling sorry for myself. And after that, I was back to work.
Well, I absolutely love the dedication. And then you go out, you get the knockout against Manzolo inside of a round. And when you see that, you think, well, there's not much rust there. But from your perspective, how did it feel getting back in there?
It felt great. It felt like I had a lot of frustration inside of me. And by performing, I could release all that frustration. You know, when I saw the crowd, literally before the fight, my eyes teared up. I couldn't believe that I was here. Even after the weigh-ins, I was like, I'm only gonna believe that I'm fighting after 3 years almost, once I'm in that cage and he's in there as well. Until then, I'm not gonna believe that I'm fighting. And then luckily, he ended up showing up, and that's all she wrote.
In a weird way, a lot of what you missed was the pandemic era of fighting, the empty venues. Is that maybe a bit of a silver lining in that, you come back now and you're going to go fight in Chicago and you're going to have a full house of fans?
Yeah, I mean, I had one fight during COVID and the whole arena was empty, and that's how I performed as well. Obviously, I got the first round finish there as well, but I felt like it didn't feel like a fight. I wasn't as I tried to kind of get myself going. Obviously, I was nervous before I walked out, but as I was walking out, I was like, this is a bit, it's not what I wanted to be. And then I was a bit too calm in there and all that kind of stuff. You know, I wasn't really in the moment. So I think that was one thing that I was happy with, that I didn't have to, that I had a crowd again. But other than that, a fight to fight, I just want to perform and I want to do what I do. Literally, that's my job, to fight.
Well, you're going to have that opportunity to do your job, to perform in Chicago coming up. Talk to me about the matchup with Camille. We believe he's 9-2. He's been in there with a guy like Van Steenis. What are you expecting to see from him?
You know, he's a tough guy. You know, he's probably one of the hardest tests, him or Will Fleury, that I've had. Technically, I don't think he's anything special. He does have a very nice head kick, and he does have a solid, like, it looks like he's got wire punches and wire strength, good get up, but nothing really special. It's his height, and I think every skill that he's got is because of his height. You know, he's 6'6" or something like 6'5", 6'6". He's a giant for the weight, and every attribute he's got is because of his height. So I just need to be on point. Honestly, you know, I know he's training now with a good gym. He's at Killcliff, and surrounded by very good guys, and I'm 100% sure that he trained hard for me. But I just believe that I'm really, really, really hard to get ready for. I've got very awkward and unpredictable kickboxing style. I can wrestle, and I've got black belt jiu-jitsu. So it's hard to get ready and just find someone that can mix it all up. So I'm very confident in my skills, and I'm very confident in my consistency. I've been consistently good at the gym. I've been showing up, and I have not missed one session, let alone a day. So I'm just buzzing and really looking forward to it.
Wow, should be a good one. You mentioned the wrestling there, and I was going to ask this anyways. I'm sure you get asked a lot. I mean, you come from a lineage where your father had such a huge career of his own, had the Olympics, of course. How much pressure did that add to you coming up? And on the flip side, how beneficial was it to have someone like that kind of guiding you through your career?
It was a little bit of a pressure when I was younger, when I started fighting, because a lot of people were, oh, only if you're half as good as your dad, you're already good, blah, blah. And in my head, I was like, I just want to be way better. You know, he achieved a lot of great things. And even my grandfather, his dad, you know, he was a world champion as well. And just because it was a communist country, he got stopped from going to Olympics and stuff like that. And 100% he achieved something that only like 1%, less than 1% of the population does. But I truly believe that I can be something even more spectacular as a person and as an athlete. Because I've got the kind of like stage where I can be even bigger. That's when I'm talking about being a bigger player. That's what I meant, as in a bigger name, a bigger celebrity, and more worldwide. But it did put a little bit of pressure when people were saying stuff like that. But otherwise, I had a different goal, and it's my journey. And it literally, I would say, if my dad wasn't doing it, I would have never started doing it. But it's my journey, and I love it, and I'm not doing it for anyone else apart from myself.
At what point, coming up, did you realize that this is what you wanted to do for your career?
When I was like 10, when I first stepped into like a gym, and I was doing it when I was a kid as well, but I never enjoyed it. And then my dad opened his gym when I was like 10. I was like, I love this. This is what I'm going to do. And that's why I moved to a different country just to do this, and I was 14 when I moved to a different country. So I mean, that's all since I've been a kid, like since I've been 10, this has been my goal. And technically even before that, because I was always into like Greek heroes, and I always wanted to be one. So you can maybe compare the two, but definitely since I was like 10. So more than half of my life, I've been wanting to do this.
Well, it's very cool to see you go after your dream, achieve it. And when you talk to like moving to another country to pursue it, how much of a culture shock was that for you? How much of that was, adapting to a new surrounding on top of, pursuing your dream?
I was quite young, so I picked it up quite well. I was only like 13, 14. But at the beginning it was hard because I could speak English already, but it was just a bit bit rough to understand like the teachers in school and this and that. And I remember just falling asleep in school because I ain't understanding nothing. So I'm just like, I guess I'm just gonna cover my eyes and sleep. Yeah, but like I say 2-3 months and I was like quite well integrated, and now I would say I'm one of the UK guys in MMA.
And you're the UK guy, and you also represent Hungary as well. I mean, what's that like? Because really, in terms of Hungarian mixed martial arts, we know there's Adam Borics and yourself. You guys are kind of the highest profile.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't all these nationalities, this and that. I don't care. At the end of the day, as I said, I'm doing it for myself and other than myself, my close friends and family, whether they're from Hungary, whether they're from England, whether they're from I don't even know where. I don't really care. I don't care about no countries. I don't care. You know, obviously Hungary will always be my home, where I was born, and England will always be the country that took me in and where I grew up. And for these two countries, I've got a lot for. So 100% I've got that, but otherwise I'm just not that bothered by any of this country stuff. At the end of the day, whatever happens, you know, if you don't pay your taxes, whatever country you're in, they're gonna put you in jail. So I don't care.
Very true, man. Very true. It's still a very cool journey, though. Absolutely love it. I want to thank you again for the time today, Norbert. I'm going to ask you one more before I let you go. Just give us a prediction for this fight. How does it play out, Bellator 297?
It's going to be something spectacular, as always. I'm never in a boring fight, but I truly believe it's either going to be a first round finish or a second. And I'm going to finish him. I'm going to finish him. Yeah, I had to clarify that.
I think we understood fully, man. Hey, best of luck in the fight. Looking forward to it. Thanks again for the time.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good day.